Hey everyone, this is Kate from Walser Subaru in Burnsville, and we're going to take a quick look at the brand new WRX GT. When we take a look at the new WRX GT, you're going to notice a brand new redesign on the 2022 WRX in general, including the plastic cladding on all four wheels, the metallic gray finish on the wheels, and then as you come up to the front, you're going to see it here on the all-new sport grille that they have with the dark gray metallic finish. This vehicle is in the crystal black silica, which looks amazing in the sun. The WRX is staying true to its core, which is a rally car. It's one of the best vehicles on the road at this price point for you to get a really fun vehicle with a lot of performance features while also being very functional for a Minnesota winter. It has a symmetrical all-wheel drive, which we've known to come and love from the WRX, while still having a very high performance drive. On the 2022, we're going to have the 2.4 liter intercooled turbocharged engine, and then this vehicle, because it is an automatic, features the new Subaru Performance transmission, which we'll get a little bit into when we get inside of the vehicle. We're gonna hop inside and take a look, and I'll show you a few more details about that Subaru Performance transmission while we get to customize our drive style. Inside the WRX is where you're gonna see a few more obvious updates. We have the 11.6-inch display, and we also have the electronic parking brake. The center console and the cockpit are a little bit more redesigned. You also on the GT see these really awesome suede Recaro seats that are really fun to drive in. It gives more of that like racing feeling, which I really enjoy as someone who did a lot of racing simulators growing up. The Subaru Performance transmission does allow for a lot of customization when it comes to your drive style. So from the home screen, you're gonna click the little car icon for the quick access, and you're gonna get into the drive mode select. Here's where you have some opportunities between comfort, normal, sport, sport plus, and then individual. Here you have the opportunity to do intelligent mode, sport sharp, which is something that Subaru drivers may be a little bit more familiar with due to the Crosstrek or the Forester. But you also can choose things like your steering, your suspension, EyeSight, climate control, and all-wheel drive. When you get into the individual section, you get to choose all of the options for that. You can get sportier handling with a little bit more grip. You can get a little bit more intelligence for fuel economy, since this vehicle is meant to be something that your entire family can actually drive, with it being an automatic. Makes it a bit more functional for people who might not have all stick drivers in the family too. Inside the WRX GT, you get the sunroof for added fun, enjoy, and capability in your driving, but then you also have some functional features like you have Android Auto, you have Apple CarPlay, and then when you purchase from Walser Subaru in Burnsville or any Walser location, you do get the 10-year, 150,000 limited powertrain warranty. So right now we're going to take it out a little bit on the road and talk about some first driving impressions. One of my favorite things is when you're inside the vehicle, you can actually hear the vehicle. There's some improved audio dynamics for the 2022 WRXs. And we'll get a feel for the Sport Performance transmission, some customized drivability skills, and I'll show you some of the things that I learned when I got to go out to Salt Lake City in April and drive this when they debuted it head-to-head with the 2022 BRZ. Some of my favorite capabilities with this is the sport handling and the sport steering. What they updated a little bit with the 2022 is they put in a dual rack and pinion that's significantly lighter than previous models. That's the biggest difference that most people have noticed comparing this to an older model sport vehicle, is the capability that it has and the grip that it has, but also the steering is a lot more nimble than it ever has been before. It's a really fun drive. When I was in Salt Lake, we got to go on rally courses with the rally drivers, and they can show you the capability of the vehicle a lot better than I probably ever could. But you learn a lot when you see the full capability of a vehicle like this. It is at its heart a true performance vehicle, and it is something that is very fun to drive while still being extremely capable in a Minnesota winter. With the drive mode select, you can choose something that's a little bit more functional for where you're driving. So right now we're driving in winter. I have it all set to sport. You can feel it doing what it needs to be doing to move through the Sport Performance transmission. But say I move the steering to comfort and I move the suspension to normal, it's going to change the suspension to be a little less bumpy, a little less road grippy, for lack of a better phrase. And you're going to have something maybe that suits your road a little bit better, or just suits the Minnesota roads where we don't plow anything ever a little bit better. Moving everything to normal, you have a little bit of a slower movement through the gears with the Sport Performance transmission, but you do have a little bit more of like a comfortable drive, for lack of a better phrase. And moving all the way to comfort, you're going to get a little bit less torquier on the steering. You're gonna get a little bit more comfort as far as like the road goes. We're on a back road here in Burnsville, so it's not like it's the smoothest road that's ever existed, but it does change the way the vehicle drives. There's a lot more customizability when you get to choose drive mode select. It allows for different drivers in your house to have the capability with the WRX that they want, where maybe you're more of a Sport Plus person, your partner might be definitely more of a comfort driver, which then makes this a little bit more accessible to a family that's maybe a one-car family, so it doesn't eliminate the WRX. It doesn't take away the fun of driving something fun, like a performance vehicle for a family. Right now the vehicle has performance tires, which at this time of year I would probably put some winter tires on it. At Burnsville, we do have the capability of putting like a Blizzaks or something on it in our service department if that was something you were interested in. Having 2 sets of tires for a performance vehicle is something I personally would recommend as someone who's driven these in a few different seasons. It just gives you a little bit more capability. When you put the winter tires on a vehicle like a WRX, it just makes this entire experience a lot smoother, and it also allows you a lot more grip on the road. On the 2022 Sport, you're also going to see this D-shaped steering wheel where it has the flat spot on the bottom here, a little bit sportier, a little bit more fun on the interior too. That was just a quick look at the Subaru WRX GT. Thank you so much for joining us. If you want to take a look at it in person, you can always call, click, or stop on by at Walser Subaru in Burnsville.